Hi everyone, my name is Diana Garcia. I'm a licensed mental health counselor in South Florida. I'm the founder of Nurturing Minds Counseling, a private practice in South Florida. Okay, so I've been doing the 12 tips of holidays that we can use right away. Yesterday we did a 3-minute breathing space. So for today, I want to talk a little bit about really knowing ahead of time what could potentially be a stressful trigger. So today's tip is really listing and acknowledging your triggers, which can be very different for everyone. So for example, some people I know, certain family gatherings could be stressful. Maybe there is some tension in a relationship. Maybe there's an annoying aunt and uncle. We all have them that always tends to say the wrong things, rubs you the wrong way. Maybe someone's missing this time of year, right? Or maybe this year looks different because of 2020. So a really important tip to start off with is really just knowing and acknowledging what your triggers are, right? So it's kind of really thinking, when we think of a trigger, it's kind of like imagining, like if I had a button in my chest right here, it's like, what would trigger that button, right? In the coming weeks or so, what's going to be something that I know going into is going to really kind of potentially get me stressed, angry, sad, overwhelmed. And let's just start by naming and listing them, right? Because this is the thing, once we can name it, then we're in a better situation to deal with it. Versus sometimes when we kind of walk into a situation and then all of a sudden we feel overwhelmed and we don't know what happened, we didn't prepare, we didn't know. And obviously there's situations in life that happens, but there's other situations that we kind of know from history and our past that they are triggers for us. And so it's really important to name them. It's also really important to know that something that we think might not be a trigger ends up being a trigger, or something that maybe feels silly or dumb, it's okay if it's a trigger. So for instance, I know, for instance, buying gifts, that can be, especially now, can be really overwhelming in terms of like budget, finances, finding the right gift, right? I know some people feel the need to find the perfect gift, and that can feel overwhelming. And so it's just really knowing what the different triggers are for you, and so that we can start making a plan to deal with it. And we'll talk about that in one of the other tips. But for today's tip is really just naming and knowing what your triggers are for the holiday seasons. All right, guys, thanks, and I hope this tip was helpful.